So do we really need to tell you our names, or you all know it by now? Okay, let's practice this. So let's just continue with our presentation. This is our poster, and we did put a lot of effort on it. We didn't manage to go get our coffee in the city or just have something sweet, so please appreciate that. We tried our best. So we were talking about how should we present all of our ideas and thoughts, and it took us a while because we had so many different ideas. We couldn't decide what should we do because all of us had a lot of memories that we would love for them to be here because they're all special. And at the end, we all agreed that we should do something similar like we did on the island. So what we were thinking about is what made so special to us, and then we just drew different streams to our Danube here. And each one of us chose one memory that, or one takeaway from the camp that will always stay with us, and we will most probably certainly use in the class. So I will start with mine, and then each of us is going to present theirs, but we also came up together and we decided for 3 more that we all love and we all found them very special, and they deserve its part here on the special poster. So what I mean, maybe you can just tell I work with preschoolers because of my fish and they look like crackers. Like candies actually. She said, Anna, your fish look like candy, so. but for me, the biggest takeaway here is really you guys, because I am someone who really likes to chat a lot and meet new people, and I love spending time with people, getting to know them, and sharing. I'm all about sharing and learning from teachers, because I don't find myself being a perfect teacher. And for me, the biggest takeaway are really, really you. I mean, it's my first time to Novi Sad and Sremski Karlovci, and I love all about the city here and also Novi Sad, but there is nothing more that I love about the camp than being with you here. And I think this was the most amazing group that I ever had, also because I did have the chance to participate in many different conferences and camps, but it never happened that I had such a pleasure being with so many different people, and I just feel sorry that sometimes I did miss the night activities. But I promise to be back, and then I will reflect on that. To do the night as well. What I did is basically, this is us here being all different. The fish here swimming. But what I like to say is that we are all different, but this camp made us swim together, and it really did. And I just hope and believe that all of us will make sure that our kids, being different as they are and being special and unique, will learn how to swim together in our classrooms as well. Because if we as teachers are able to, share this experience and feel the same way, because here we were just like a bunch of kids, we were not teachers, so there were so many moments that we behaved the same like our kids do in the classroom. So if lessons. Exactly. So we learned, even though we're adults, we did learn how to communicate with each other, how to ask the question, when to ask, to wait for our turns, communicate. So if we learn this now, we can transfer the same, feelings and the same excitement to our kids in the classroom, then we did a great job. And you certainly did, so thank you, Sanya, Frank, and Mark, to you, because you all did make us feel very special, and we have so much to take away from this camp. Thank you very much. And now, it's...
In fact, the island activities, we have done a lot of activities to the island, and they are all special for me. Some of the most important activities to the island. The first one was the exercise that we did with closing eyes, or the trusting game. For me, it was important because it shows, in a way, that how much we trusted to the other person, but also it was about the class, how much the others trust to us. and also the way that how we should help them. The second exercise was the perfume. It was a game taking some kind of materials in the river, but for me it's a kind of exercise that we can take different materials for children and to give them. And so not just to teach but also to learn, it's important. With these all kind of materials that we can find or we can search, or probably with the kind of books that are everywhere we can take, and with when we consider the best of them we can give to the children, first to ourselves and then to the children. And also another exercise for the river was yes, the postcards. Postcards are important to me because we in Albania usually do postcards for special cases, for example, a year or also the birthday, which means that we have a great affection to the person to the whom we are sending the postcard. So in this case, it's important to our children to give lots of love, affection, to be polite, to respect them and everything.
Okay, just like Adriana and Oriana and everyone else actually mentioned, we all learned a lot here, and definitely going to take a lot of this. And this camp definitely changed us, all of us. And there are so many things that we could mention here. This one poster is not enough. There are so many things. But we had to narrow it down to 10 things. And one thing that I personally would like to try, also all of these things, but this that I like the most are QR codes. Like Adriana mentioned, we during this camp sometimes we felt like children, and during this activity actually I felt that we were like kids on the treasure hunt, searching for some kind of treasure that was waiting for us at the end of that trail. And I would like this to implement in my classroom because we are always confined to the classroom, and being inside. So I really love to actually take my kids aside to try to implement this in our city, in our town, or even if not, maybe I don't do it inside of the classroom and I put some clues inside of the classroom and make it interesting for them to go and search for them. And so that's it, yeah, basically that's what I want to say. Okay.
My part is with the trick guessing, as we did there with the eyes closed. We tried to trust to each other, and we had eyes closed and we switched parts, and we had to guess these trees, and that showed that we need to believe to the others who lead us. And of course, another part is touching, because at first we are somehow, not to say afraid of touching with the unknown person, and so we trusted each other, so to be touched, and then to be led by the other person, and also after that we communicate with each other and told each other what we had. So another part is with the trick guessing also was when we had to guess the words written in our bags and from the others from behind, and also that we wrote to each other. That shows that we had to talk to each other, and that if I had the luck to get employed as a teacher, I would transfer this to my students, and I would say that trust each other, believe in each other, and please do communicate with each other, because that's what it's all about. This, not just this camp, but all the school about. So that was my part. So.
Okay, my part is here. It says confident speaker, and I heard that from Mark this time, and he said that confident speaker is not anymore fluent speaker. So confident speaker means fluent in speaking and listening. And unlike most of you who only said all the positive things about this, I'm going to be critical a little bit. So, I think that one of the things, and many of you said, like Laka said, reflect on yourself first, and then I think somebody else said also we should listen to each other. So I think one of the things that I kind of was not so comfortable with was that at some sessions we behaved worse than our kids. So we were not really listening to each other at some points, and I think I'm not criticizing. I said I would criticize. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that we should reflect on that and think about that. And basically, and also sometimes we were late. We were not on time. And I was thinking at that point, like if those teachers who are late, do they like their students to be late for classes? And those of us who were speaking, do we like when our students speak while we're speaking or while other students are speaking? So, I always think like what I don't like, to do come to me, I'm not going to do that to others. So it's just something to think about. Yes, to reflect upon and think about for future. One more thing, I really liked very much Bowie's cutout technique. I'm definitely going to use it, not with my students, but also I'm going to use it as well. We did ecological footprint, but I like Mark's idea of digital footprint, and I'm going to think about that and think about activities to do with my students. Also, Vladitsa's words when she said, develop your students' capacity for happiness. She was talking about upbringing first and education second. And then the book I started to read, I had to bring it back, but fortunately I found it online for free. I didn't go on any pirate website. I just found it. It's free PDF, and the book is Deschooling Society by Ivan Illich, right?
That's right.
And just not to, I just read a couple of pages, but I found something it's called like educational webs, and it says in the book that it is about finding the opportunity for each one of us to transform each moment of our life into learning, sharing, and caring. And I think it's something that we are doing on these courses. And please don't get me wrong, I didn't mean to criticize, but just to think about these things. And of course, when the group is so large, these things happen. And I think tonight we were right on time, so probably it takes time, for a group to function, and it would probably be much better if we stay here for a longer time. But I don't know, one experience that I'm taking a lot from every school course. Over to you.
So my experience, I expressed using my name, here you can see. And I can say that I'm a school member because I'm very grateful that I'm here with such a big family of soul, and it's really a good experience for me. And A is for admire, so I admire all the teachers' passions. You teach us, and you also try to, you're willing to learn something from us. And it's great that you try to balance the theory and the practice. And Arthur rules, and really it's very important to be all the time on the dot. I will remember this. And the rules helps us to cooperate, to work together, and it's really an experience. So, inspiration. So I'm really inspired. I'm filled with new ideas, with something new, with new activities, with new people, and with new city, and I'm ready to to manage this with my children. And activities, I've noticed that all our activities ended with something interesting, with something nice, and it was pleasant to go to the end, even if we weren't not so good at these activities or weren't not very good ready to them. And for new ideas, new country, new people, new islands, new words, a lot of new, and it's also an experience and achievement. For me, so is a big achievement because I taken out of my regular days, of my regular space, of my usual space of comfort, and for me it's an achievement really. And there is a phrase that give me a fish and I eat for a day. Teach me to fish and I eat it for a lifetime. So you did it.
And
Okay. And the one activity that I chose was the urban linguistic landscape. This was one of the activities that we did on the second day in Novi Sad, which was a great activity to have fun and to explore Novi Sad and to pay attention to all these writings. And what I did here, I was inspired by there was like a sign in a restaurant, in front of the restaurant, where it said welcome in many languages. And I think that was really nice because it represented the multicultural Novi Sad, and it also represents our group. And I try to write welcome in all the languages. So welcome, dobrodošli again in Cyrillic, laskavo, prosimo, vitajte, vitame, dobro požarkovate, mir se vedi, dobrodošli. Frank, please help me.
Ubezolik.
Turkish.
And so I hope you all said that you felt welcome in Serbia, and I hope you really did. And this is also a great activity to do with your students, with our students, especially if you live in a big city where they can also not just search for English words, but they can also learn other new words and maybe try to, I don't know, spell or write them, and yeah.
so the three special ones that I already mentioned in the beginning when we started presenting our own very own ideas and memories that we will always have with us in our hearts when we go back to our home countries. And then we thought about what about the three left ones. So this is what we decided. All of us, we felt the same way about these memories. First of all, we love the idea of the book exchange, and it just helped us bond and learn about each other more. Even though the book is not something that could tell a lot about us as personalities, as people, but it can actually, if you really think about it, it does tell a lot about the person because you choose books that relate to you and that interest you. So it does help to learn about each other. We love that part of the camp as well. We also love Mark's quote. And maybe if Mark can help us a little bit with that, because you have a certain way of expressing yourself when you say this. So if we can just say it together, maybe. You love saying, and we also love saying that now too. So you say, treat your students as people first.
Learners second.
And
Learners of English third. And
maybe
maybe something might
get learned.
get learned.
This is something that we all love, and we were practicing, you know, how you express these. Thank you for this. It's something might be. So this is something we all will remember with us, and thank you for sharing this also. And then, of course, something that we will always say in our classroom from now on is let's reflect.